I don't know why the Dawa community keeps so frequently waking up fundamentalist faith, but I do not appreciate it because I'm trying to move away from that life. And it disturbs me how frequently you idiots wake her up. Like, truly. It honestly disturbs me. The things that I've seen over this last week are quite disgusting. And I have a lot of screenshots and videos to review today. And I honestly don't know if I or anyone else is ready. But welcome to Simp Warfare. I am borderline terrified of the things that I will encounter today. But I hope that all of you will enjoy it anyways. Before I actually get into the video, I want to give a quick shout out to Project Anderlos or Asadullah Ali, who we've talked about on this channel before. He uploaded a video called The Cancer in the Dawa Community, I believe it's called. It's one of his more recent videos or live streams where he addresses a lot of the issues that we have seen over the last 2 weeks, and I just want to give a quick shout out to him. And I know he said that, you know, he doesn't care about my feelings or anyone else's feelings, but I think credit is due where credit is due, and I'm more than willing to give that credit. Thank you for taking accountability, and thank you for just calling out the misbehavior and misdemeanor in the Dawa community, because I don't think I've seen anyone else from the Dawa community who has a public platform, who has a following, call Muhammad Hijab, Ali Dawa and those people out for their behavior. So I just wanted to come here and say thank you, and I wanted to give you a very quick award. You are now to be known Kevin the Redeemed or Kevin the Redeemer. Deeply appreciate, deeply, like no tea, no shade, no mockery. Deeply appreciate you taking responsibility and accountability for your participation in, you know, this kind of, even though it's never been as bad as this, I just appreciate you taking accountability for it and calling out the people who are behaving like this. Deeply. Thank you so much. Moving on, now that we've gotten that out of the way and I have my faith restored slightly in humanity, I want to move on to Muhammad Hijab, Ali Dawa and Adam Saleh. I know in the periphery of my vision, Farid is doing some sketchy shit with Abu Laith, but we're not covering that today. Maybe next week. The last Charles Dawa Award winner was Anya Aiden. And I'm going to say her name again because she has desperately tried to get those videos taken down. Anya Aiden. She has been the reigning queen of the Charles Dawa Award for the last month. And there are 3 contestants, 3 men, contending for the crown. I had posted a poll to Twitter on who the public thinks should win the Charles Dawa Award. And by a landslide, Muhammad Hijab is taking the crown. I'm so sorry, Ali Dawa and Adam Saleh. But for a while, Adam Saleh was overtaking Ali Dawa before they sort of petered out and sort of met in the middle. So you two will get a consolation prize as well. But well done, Muhammad Hijab, for receiving the Charles Dawa Award this month on Simp Warfare. We really hate you and what you've done over the last 2 weeks. I don't think it needs to be repeated, everything that Muhammad Hijab has said and done in terms of his opponents, who are, to name them, are Abdullah Samir, Ridwan from Apostate Prophet, and Abdullah Gondal. What he has said, not just about them, but also about their wives and their children, it's honestly quite disgusting, and I will just roll the clip for you. I think he also tried to lash out at Introverted Smiles, but it was mainly focused on the 3 aforementioned, Abdullah Samir, Abdullah Gondal, and Ridwan from Apostate Prophet. It's really gross. like, no mockery, no joke right now. We'll get into the jokes later. But it's really, really gross what you've done. When I was a practicing Muslim, we were told frequently that backbiting and slander was something that was an egregious sin. It was like eating the flesh of your dead brother. And while I understand that your reasoning for doing this is because they offend and ridicule the Prophet Muhammad is not comparable to a public figure's wife. Like, it really isn't. Because the Prophet Muhammad was first of all, claimed to be a prophet of God. Second of all, is dead. Third of all, has no claim on anyone's love and respect. Comparing the Prophet Muhammad to the love you hold for your parents is literally the biggest disrespect to your parents. The Prophet Muhammad has not changed your dirty diapers, has not raised you, has not fed you, clothed you, all of that stuff. The Prophet Muhammad is a dead figure that you worship, and make no mistake, it is worship at this point, because you would not react this harshly to Allah being ridiculed, but you will react this harshly to the Prophet Muhammad being ridiculed. It is the greatest disrespect for the love, affection, and care that your parents have put into you, especially if you had loving and caring parents, compared to what the Prophet Muhammad has done for you. It is not comparable, and I would really, really enjoin you to stop comparing the Prophet Muhammad and the love you hold for him to the love you hold for your actual loved ones who have been around you and influenced your life and exist still. I find it truly disgusting that you would attempt to say that our disrespect as ex-Muslims to the Prophet Muhammad is in any way comparable to your disrespect and sexual harassment of these men's wives. And make no mistake, it is sexual harassment, what you have done. When you take a public figure's wife and then tell them and tell your audience of young Muslims that you would like to have them on their knees and lash them with knowledge, as if that isn't an innuendo or an insinuation of something, when you know fully what that is. And I won't take, oh, I didn't actually imply anything sexual. We don't care, because the implication is there. Whether or not you intended it, the implication is there, and it is being read by young Muslims, the wives of the people that you are attacking and the people who you are intending to hurt. It is truly disgusting, the things that I have seen come out on your Twitter, Muhammad Hijab. It is truly disgusting watching Ali Dawa release a video where he was basically saying that if you are an apostate, you will be killed under Sharia and we will be watching. Truly disgusting. Even though when I met you, you were like a scared cat, let's be real. You had very little to say to me. You had a lot of shit to say to other people, but when we were talking, because I was talking like a normal human being, you have the propensity to only pull chairs from under old women. Like, that is the level of manliness that you display. And I am so sorry if that comes off as an offense to you, but after this week and last week, I really don't give a fuck. Your level of masculinity is that you have the potential to pull chairs from under old women. That's it. That's the level of your masculinity. So don't sit there and act like if people were being killed before your eyes that you will be watching with any kind of glee. Thirdly, Adam Saleh. You have a massive platform, and we're going to dig into you. We are going to sit here and we are going to dig into you. I have my laptop open. I have like 100 screenshots to get through, but we're going to dig into you. I do not think you understand, first of all, who the fuck you're supporting. And second of all, I do not think you understand the level of criticism that these same people that you are supporting will have against you, especially when we take apart your entire YouTube career here today. It is truly disgusting seeing a YouTuber with a large platform who is verified on Twitter and a number of other platforms piss on a movement that is literally trying to get rid of blasphemy and apostasy laws that exist in over 13 countries and is enforced by the mob in even more countries across the world, where people are being killed for their beliefs. It is truly disgusting to see a public figure do that. Truly, unequivocally. Now that the serious shit is out of the way, we can get into the pissing contest. Mohammed Hijab tried to come for me, but because I don't showcase my significant other / others on public platforms, he couldn't find anyone to harass sexually or otherwise, or emasculate those men that I'm dating right now, or, you know, sexually harass the women that I'm dating right now. So he decided to insult me by saying he liked my haircut. And I don't know what kind of an insult that is, dude. Like, I know it's really hard to find a barber in the lockdown. If you want to come round and have me cut your hair, I'm more than willing to. I cut Jimmy Bungush's hair. I've cut a few people's hair in the lockdown. And I cut my own hair in the lockdown. So if you like my fade, come over. I will give you a haircut. We can live stream it and you can tell me what the fuck your problem is. He said, I might tell my barber to cut my hair like this anti-Muslim person. I'm not anti-Muslim. I've made videos talking about Islamophobia and how I do not like anti-Muslim bigotry and I do not endorse anti-Muslim bigotry. I talk about Islam and how ridiculous your prophet is. Because he is a ridiculous human being. He is a ridiculous human being. He married a child. Whether or not you identify that person, Aisha, as a child, he married a child. She was married at 6 years old, before her period. He married a child. So, fuck you. Your prophet is ridiculous. He married a prisoner of war. He married his first cousin. He married his adopted son's wife. He essentially collected just a menagerie of women because he realized he could do whatever the fuck he wanted because he claimed to be a messenger of God and people bought it. He is a ridiculous man. And I refuse to give him respect that he does not deserve. So I am not anti-Muslim at all, and I have made that clear on many occasions. I am extremely anti-Muhammed, the Prophet of Islam, and I don't like Islam. That is it. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. His followers decided to comment. There was one person who claimed to know me, and I briefly scoured their profile. There was only one person that I knew in person who supported Liverpool, so I know exactly who you are, and I don't know who you're fooling by pretending to be someone you're not. We were never friends, so we were always just classmates. I don't think we had many big disagreements, but I don't fuck with people who support Liverpool FC. I don't watch football anymore, but when I did, I never fucked with people who supported Liverpool FC. They said, I knew this girl when she was a Muslim. Her mum was a beautiful Muslim sister. She passed away with cancer. Her mum must be looking down at her from Jannah, which is the Muslim version of paradise, inshallah, with such shame. She probably left Islam because of her bad upbringing with her father. Fuck you for using my dead mother against me, and fuck you for bringing up my dad. And I just want to say that for someone claiming anything about anyone being a beautiful Muslim sister, you do not fall into that category. You do not fall into practicing Muslim, beautiful Muslim, practicing whatever the fuck. You do not fall into that category. So fuck off and have a nice day. Oh, she actually continued. When she was a Muslim, she was so laid back in her salahs and practicing Islam. Her whole family is separated from each other. The things she says about Islam is horrible. She knows quite well that this is her fault for giving into her disgusting desires. Again, you really don't have a place to judge. And it is only by the fact that I know that I have a following that may go after you, that I am not spilling the tea on who you actually are. I was never laid back in my prayers, so fuck you. I was never laid back in practicing Islam because I was my Islamic studies favorite teacher and you know full well because we were in the same class and we would get into very heated discussions and heated arguments with our Islamic studies teacher about different things. I don't know what disgusting desires we're talking about here, considering that your entire persona in school was fawning over JLS and One Direction and all the other boy bands around. So I don't exactly know what disgusting desires you are referring to, but go off, I guess. There are quite a few people who have defended me from the Muslim community under Muhammad Hijab's post that I deeply appreciate, who've said that we don't think she's anti-Muslim. She definitely talks about Islam, but we don't think she's anti-Muslim, and I commend you for that. Thank you so much for doing that. There are quite a few people who have said as much. There were also quite a few people who have started speaking against Muhammad Hijab from the Muslim community, which again, deeply appreciated. I don't think I've done much to warrant the wrath of Muhammad Hijab insulting me by telling me he likes my haircut, which isn't really much of an insult. Another man who thinks he's really funny but isn't says, that symbolizes her brain. Only half of it is there. I don't know whose uncle this is, but you need to pick him up so that you can drop him back off at the old people's home. Money May says, definition of dyke with daddy issues. First of all, don't make light of father issues. Most people have them. And second of all, I'm not sure that I would call myself a dyke, but I definitely have fucked more bitches than you have. Muth drinking rum says, does this person know what gender they are? I am very comfortable with my gender. I am a woman with short hair and a buzz cut. I'm sorry, does my haircut really make y'all that uncomfortable? Because you don't have to look at it. Actually, Muslims should be lowering their gaze, so I don't know why you're looking at it. And we'll get into this in a second, because this is the only part that Muhammad Hijab should be focusing on at all, if he's going to look at me, because he's meant to be lowering his gaze. But I do want to say that I don't think he has to, because I've insinuated in previous videos that I don't think he's attracted to my gender. So I don't think he's obligated to look away, but he is commanded to. So I don't exactly know why he's looking at my ears, my hair, my makeup, which is also aura, my neck, my shoulders. I don't know why or my clavicle, I don't know why he's looking at that, since he's not meant to. Or any of them, really. And if it makes you uncomfortable, do what you're told and just lower your gaze. Y'all sheeple, just do what you're told. Muhammad Hijab then decided to go in a little further because he realized that his initial insult wasn't much of an insult and instead just complimented me in the weirdest possible way he could. And he said, many apostates attempt to alter their appearance to look more Caucasian. They change many features which are biologically prevalent to them: blonde hair, blue eyes. I wonder a wholesale consumption of Western ideologies is just an extension of this possible inferiority complex. Now, this is a very serious session. I'm not trying to make fun of the issue. I don't know if Muhammad Hijab is colorblind, because in this picture, these eyes are not blue, they're grey. I'm wearing them here if you want to have a close-up look. They're grey, and my hair is not blonde. My natural hair color is black, and my hair color that I've dyed is green. So I don't know if he's colorblind. Please do inform me in the comments below, because I've never seen someone not understand colors. Ever. Especially when these people consider themselves philosophers and academics. Like, you'd think they know colors. Right now my hair is a very wonderful mix of purple and green, thanks to Cardi B's WAP. I don't know what you're trying to prove, because I'm not trying to be Cardi B. I don't even like Cardi B. I just like colors, man. And for someone who decided to drag one of Abdullah Samir's old friends so that his friend could come onto a public platform and then project all of the things that he wants out of this life but can't have because he's a Muslim, and then say, I don't know why Abdullah Samir isn't fucking all the bitches. I don't know why you would sit there and pick apart my appearance when I just want to self-express. I'm living my life to the fullest, carpe diem, as Fayaz said. And just so you know, Fayaz, you're a piece of shit, man. You're a piece of shit. You aren't meant to come under scrutiny in this video, and I honestly feel quite gross that the first 3 letters of both of our names are Faye, but Fayaz, you're a piece of fucking garbage. Go deal with your issues. Do not take them out on other people. Pretty simple. Talking about Western ideologies though, and that I have an inferiority complex, I just want to say that culture in general is a very vague term for the way that people do things. And it is a super vague term because it refers to arts, it refers to culture, music, dance, food. It also refers to beliefs and traditions and things like that. And I think we can all agree that inherently we shouldn't just carry on beliefs and traditions if they are ultimately harmful. Example, human sacrifice. Nobody does that anymore because it's fucking dumb. But it was a part of somebody's culture, I'm sure. Now, when it comes to my culture has been extremely fucked with, not just because of Islam, but also because of British culture. My culture, my background is Bangladeshi. I'm Bengali. I speak Bangla, I eat a lot of Bangla food, I make a lot of Bangla food. I used to dress in Bengali clothes as a little girl, but Islam and Salafism really ruined that for me when all of my clothes just became essentially jilbabs and headscarves and just not embracing my culture in the slightest. I kind of express culture in a lot of different ways. I wear a lot of, English clothes. I dye my hair different colors because I enjoy color, and color is a big part of Indian Bengali culture, and I love color now. I embrace some Arabicized culture. I've had Arabic characters on my fingers that I've tattooed, but they're gone now because finger tattoos don't last very long. They're very low commitment for those of you who want to tattoo your fingers. I embrace all parts of the culture that have been given to me, and I don't think that adopting any parts of culture is a bad thing. Appreciate the culture that you grow up in, appreciate other cultures, do what you fucking want. It's not an expression of who's superior and who's inferior. It really isn't. But if we're going to take Muhammad Hijab's logic, I would like to rate some of his looks over the years. So this first one I think is my favorite because he's wearing a pink wife beater. Is this part of Islamic culture, Muhammad Hijab? Is this wife beater, was this Muhammad's tradition to wear a pink vest while you're doing Dawah? Is that part of Islamic culture? Is that what you think? The next look I would like to rate is Muhammad Hijab wearing this sort of army jacket which is influenced by the Western military and a snapback. I'm not sure, maybe I'm not the most educated on the appearance of Muhammad and his Sahaba, but I don't remember them ever saying that you should wear a hat backwards. That's not part of Islamic culture, right? Ali Dawa is wearing this coat that he has had in his profile picture for the last 5 years, so we're not even going to get onto him. But Muhammad Hijab is wearing a classic Arab snapback backwards because that's part of Islamic culture, and a camo jacket that I'm sure is also influenced by Arab culture. His next look, he's wearing Adidas. Is Adidas an Islamic brand? Is Adidas endorsed by the Prophet Muhammad? Who knows? Who knows? Here he is in another pink t-shirt. I don't know, it looks like my guy, if we became friends, we could trade a lot of clothes. I don't think you're my size because I wear like a lot of mediums and a lot of larges, but I don't think we're the same size. If we are, hit me up because I feel like we could trade a lot of shirts because I wear a lot of these like vests, shirts as well. And then we have him in a very classic, stylish suit over here, and he's wearing a tie. Is this part of Islamic culture? Whose culture is this a part of, exactly? If we're going to go based on who's being influenced by what culture, which is your argument that you made towards me, even though you got the colours completely wrong, and I don't know what's up with that. This watch that you're wearing, this suit, this tie, these colours and the way that you present yourself here, is this part of Islamic culture? Because I don't ever remember Muhammad or his Sahaba or like the rightly guided caliphs ever, endorsing Hugo Boss. And I wonder also if these brands that you support are they ethical brands, like by Islamic standards? Because we know that a lot of brands now are using Uyghur Muslim concentration camp labor to make their products. I don't know if Adidas is one of them, but I know that Adidas, Nike, like these kinds of brands, these sports brands that you and your idiots wear all of the time, some of them fund Israel, and some of them, and like, I don't have any opinion on the Israel-Palestinian conflict. It's one that I just don't know enough about, but I know that these people are extremely opposed to Israel. Some of them fund Israel, and some of them use Uyghur Muslim labor. So please, please let us know what culture you are inferior to by the way that you dress and present yourself. So yeah, those are my top looks. He also has this, I want to throw this in just for shits and giggles, but he also has this very Willy Wonka inspired look. So according to your own logic, Mohammed Hijab, you definitely have an inferiority complex to Roald Dahl characters. Next, I would like to address a very frequent fool on this channel. We won't go too much into him because it's honestly not a surprise. He says some Muslims, Ali Dawa this is, by the way, some Muslims are too apologetic. Your enemies are insulting the Prophet. PBUH. If you're going to say a dua, say it fully. If you're going to say sallallahu alaihi wasallam or peace be upon him, which is not even the translation of sallallahu alaihi wasallam, say it fully. Don't just abbreviate it. You fucking dunce. Those 4 letters don't mean much. And you want to come with flowers? If he insulted your mother 24/7, would you do that? Never. Exclamation mark, period. But when we academically bring their loved ones in, it becomes, oh, lol, grow a backbone. Do not compare Muhammad, the Prophet of Islam, to mothers, wives, and children that people have. Because he does not demand that much respect. Well, he demands it, but he does not command that much respect. He doesn't deserve that much respect, and it's honestly so disrespectful to your loved ones, your parents, and your children that you herald a man that you never fucking met and has not made a dot on your life in person against them. It's gross, and I don't appreciate it. And I'm sure they don't either, whether or not they're willing to say it. Ali Dawa also said, when your refutation video destroys your opponent so much that he reports you to anti-terrorism units at Met Police, I would like to hand myself in because my academic response hit a nerve. First of all, there is nothing academic about you. There is nothing academic about Mohammed Hijab. Y'all two tweedledum, tweedledummer idiots, okay? Get it right. There is nothing academic about you and what you have done over the last 2 weeks. Nothing. Zero. Second of all, you openly stated that if in an Islamic state people were being killed for their beliefs as apostates and what they were proselytizing, as you do in Speaker's Corner all of the time, in an Islamic state, if they were being killed, you would stand there and watch. That came out of your mouth. Your mouth. So people are allowed to post whatever reports they want. Personally, I don't think there's much of a point, but you made quite disgusting statements. No one, in terms of Islam, when you are a Muslim, be celebrating the death of another, be clamoring for the death of another. We do not, I say we, but Muslims and people who follow Islam do not celebrate death because it means that that person, according to Islam, has no opportunity to ask for forgiveness from Allah. That is something that you should be crying about, you idiot. That is not something that you should be celebrating. This is what I mean. Like, I don't know why you poke the bear that is fundamentalist faith. You idiots are so disgusting. Disgusting to an apostate who used to follow Islam. No Muslim should be celebrating the death of another. This is something that you should be mourning. This is something that you should be crying about. Because it means that a human life is now going to burn in hell for eternity. This is not something that you should be celebrating, you motherfucking idiot. Next Ali Dawa comment. Or going to cry. In an Islamic country, the government can apply capital punishment to protect its citizens against corruption, just as treason laws do in America. You're more scared that I'll confront you and slap you up intellectually. You pusillanimous. I don't know how to say that fucking word because it's a dumb fucking word. Listen, innamal a'malu binniyah. Yeah, if you intend to use the word pussy, it doesn't really matter what you place in its stead. Say pussy if you mean pussy. Because your actions are judged by your intentions. None of this, like, co-opting bullshit where you replace a word with another one to sound intelligent and try to say a word that you meant but didn't say because it would look bad, flies. None of it does. Because your intentions, your actions are judged by your intentions, according to Islam. If you want to say pussy, just say pussy, because this has the same bearing according to your deeds. And everyone knows, everyone and their fucking grandmother knows that you meant the word pussy. Second of all, nobody is scared of you. Nobody is fucking scared of you. You are literally a dunce. Third of all, how weak is your faith? How weak is your faith? That faith endorses that you kill somebody that speaks against it. I genuinely believe, that I cannot take away anyone's conviction, because conviction means you are committed to what you believe. And if your faith is shaken enough by people simply making a mockery out of it that it causes you to leave it, then you didn't have faith to begin with. Because faith means that you are committed to it. You have conviction in it, and nothing anyone else does can shake it. If you are 100% into something, nothing anyone else does, whether it's a gun to your head or a word in passing, can change that. How weak is yours, Muhammad Hijab's, anyone's faith? That you need to kill people, to silence people indefinitely by killing them. Islam is a weak faith by definition because of that. Weak faith. No one is scared of you, and don't compare blasphemy law to treason law. Do not, because it's not the same thing. And we have said this on many occasions. Ali Dawa also said, so, apostate prophet DMs me as he's upset because his Islamophobe wife is being insulted according to his worldview standards. We call it freedom of speech, but when he insults the Prophet, PBUH, who is more beloved to us than our wives and family, it's okay. You little weenie. No one said that you can't say what you've said. What people have said is that it's disgusting that you have said it. Freedom of speech allows disgusting things to be said. But that doesn't mean that people won't counter you for saying stupid, dumb, ugly things. But please, continue expressing your freedom of speech. It's not like people don't need to know how gross, morose, and disgusting of a person you and yours are. We're moving on to Adam Saleh. We are moving on to Adam Saleh. So, he released a statement saying, your happiness depends on your relationship with Allah. And he left like a text sort of screenshot statement. Honestly, it's hard to try and guide someone who's left Islam to Islam because they're going to be against Islam no matter what. Do not speak for us, you fucking nunts. I remember being at this restaurant in Chicago and someone randomly came up to me and told me that they're an ex-Muslim. Literally, that was the first thing he told me. First of all, doubt that that was the first thing that he said to you. This is a real r/that happened moment right here. Literally, that was the first thing he told me. He knew me from YouTube, so I told him, why did you leave Islam? And he said, because God wasn't there for me when I needed him. I almost spit my drink. r/that happened. Like, this is a bullshit story. You know, lying is haram in Islam, right? They know they can never win against Islam. I don't even know what that statement means. We've already left Islam. We've won. Your religion calls for the death of apostates. Islam is shooting itself in the foot by being such a weak faith that it needs to kill off people that dissent against it. They just want Muslims to know that they're ex-Muslims so we can have doubts about Islam. If you have doubts about Islam, maybe you shouldn't have faith in a religion that you have doubts about. Have conviction in your faith or don't have conviction in it. One or the other. If kufr is so easy for you by people just saying that they left Islam, maybe you don't have faith in the thing you claim to have faith in. But all that does is bring me closer to Allah. Well done for you. Allah doesn't need your fucking faith. Just FYI. Allah didn't need to know that this brings you closer to Allah. First of all, because He doesn't exist. And second of all, because by Islamic canon, Allah doesn't need your faith. So fuck you. They don't have the guts to have a face-to-face conversation, even though this ex-Muslim approached you face-to-face. I actually wish they did so they can wake up. We don't need your fucking pity, man. We don't need it. But we will not let these fools try and manipulate Muslims to have doubts. We will forever defend Islam. Salam. You are a dunce. You are a dunce. And we're going to get into why you're a dunce in just a short moment. He also decided to comment on, you can see that these ex-Muslims are so lost by their faces. Y'all look like big-time criminals. A'udhu billah. You're really going to comment? First of all, I'm an ex-Muslim. Come at me. Fight me. Who knew that years of trauma, stress, and abuse could have an effect on your appearance? Who knew? Who fucking knew? And second of all, you're going to come after people's appearances that would be very, very difficult for them to change when you chose to have this haircut. You chose this fucking bowl haircut, this Home Alone child haircut. You're going to come after people's appearances that they cannot change without a lot of money and difficulty when you chose to have this haircut. And you have money to not have this haircut. Adam Saleh also decided to tell Apostate Prophet that he is a scumbag, disrespecting the Prophet PBUH. I don't know who this Prophet PBUH is, but okay. And then calling the cops on Ali Dawa for false extremism. It is extremism because Ali Dawa implied that he would be gleeful at the death of apostates. It is willful extremism, even though according to Islam, he's not meant to be gleeful about it. Did you say you want to conversate? Let's meet in London then, Speaker's Corner. We just want to talk. My guy, you have a massive platform and we are in the middle of a global fucking pandemic. Stop telling people to congregate in the middle of a fucking pandemic, you absolute fucking moron. Stop it. I know that you're American. You're in New York, which has some of the highest rates of coronavirus cases in America at the moment, barring California, which is another hellhole. Stop encouraging people to congregate. Wear your fucking masks, wash your fucking hands, and stay the fuck at home unless you need to go outside. Stop it. Get some fucking help. Ex-Muslims talk so much about Islam as if they're still Muslim. If you left Islam, then move on. Oh, can't, because Islam living rent-free in their heads. Allah will handle you all. Allah will handle you all. I'm still fucking waiting for Allah to handle me. Second of all, who knew that years of trauma, abuse, and immense stress could live in people's fucking heads? You ever heard of PTSD? No, of course you fucking haven't, because you're a fucking nunce. What the hell is wrong with you? What the hell is wrong with you? We're going to look into Adam Saleh's brilliant YouTube career. So I found a Wikipedia page on him. that describes his life and all of the controversies that he has gotten into, so we can just about curate how wonderful a person / Muslim Adam Saleh is. Controversies. A staged video titled Racial Profiling Experiment, uploaded on Saleh's YouTube channel in October 2014, became popular around the world. In this video, Saleh and Sheikh Akbar argued with each other in front of a police officer wearing Western outfits, but the cop ignored them. Shortly thereafter, they fight again while dressed in traditional clothes, but this time the cop stops them and behaves rudely with them. The video received more than 200,000 views on YouTube, and it was also picked up by the media. Public reactions to the video was against the police officer. Later, Saleh said the video was staged to recreate previous events that had occurred. It was being shown as an example to others about how these things can happen to people on the streets only if they are dressed in a different way. The New York chapter of the Council on American Islamic Relations, which had previously tweeted out the video as an example of discrimination against Muslims, demanded an apology from Saleh and Akbar, stating that Muslims are already under the microscope, and to do this just to gain some cheap publicity is totally unacceptable. There should be no attempt to justify it. They should just apologize and ask people to forgive them for their irresponsible actions. So not only did you stage something very serious, but you also added to Islamophobia in the United States. Well done, Adam Saleh, for shooting yourself in the foot and for letting down your community. In another YouTube video, Saleh claimed to have flown inside a suitcase in the baggage hold on a Tiger Air flight from Melbourne to Sydney. However, Melbourne airport security footage proved that the incident was a hoax after they produced video showing Saleh boarding the plane with the airline, noting that a bag of his weight would not be loaded on the plane without investigation, nor would a passenger in the plane's unheated cargo hold emerge sweating. I want to ask Adam Saleh really quickly, who has presented himself as a Muslim and been defending Islam for the last 2 weeks. Is this what Islam endorses? Is this how Muslims should behave? Because I, as someone who used to be a Muslim, would say no. First of all, for lying and staging footage to present an idea, you're not allowed to lie like that in Islam. And secondly, for lying about flying on a plane in a baggage, like why? For money and for cheap views. That's why. That money that you earned from those videos, by the way, is haram to you because you earned them through haram means. And I'm not a mufti, but I'm sure you can ask a mufti about it. If you earn money in a haram way, that money is haram for you. Even donating it to a charity would not give you any good deeds. And you encouraging this action to young people is honestly disgusting on just a human level. In December 2016, Saleh posted in videos which he claimed was removed from Delta Airlines flight at Heathrow Airport for speaking Arabic. However, other passengers had spoken out claiming that Saleh was disturbing other passengers, and Delta's own statement said that Saleh was shouting and provoking others. Saleh's claim had caused a debate over the right to fly. In 2018, Saleh, as well as many other YouTubers, were involved in a BBC trending investigation for promoting the website EduBirdie, which lets users buy essays promoting cheating and plagiarism. In July of 2020, Saleh posted a TikTok where it depicted him kissing a girl. This caused a backlash to spark against him for his actions. His friends and family members also expressed their disapproval of Saleh's action on social media. Saleh later explained in a video posted in Al-Bahir's channel, confessing to his friends and fans that he didn't even kiss the girl and instead hugged her or didn't touch her physically. He would still have gotten hate anyway. He also expressed his distaste and displeasure for preacher Ali Dawa, who is now siding with against apostate prophet, calling him a phony and preferred Mufti Menk over him due to him making videos criticizing Saleh and his fan base non-stop for 6 years. And this is the man you have decided to side with now. Albums. You know music is haram, right? And I have found 2 different music videos of yours that just promote, according to Islam, promiscuity, because they're talking about girls. Do you know how sins work in Islam? If you commit a sin and someone else acts on the sin that you have committed, you inherit that sin as well as that person. These videos are still up for public consumption. Do you know how forgiveness works in Islam? When you ask for forgiveness, you erase the sin. But your sins are still public. I don't know why you're fronting as this model Muslim and defending Islam when you don't know your religion. And maybe I'm coming off as very, phony because I'm not a Muslim. I'm not a Muslim anymore. But when you do shit like this, you really bring out a side of me that was a fundamentalist before and practiced Islam and had some respect for my faith. This is disgusting. This is disgusting. You have a massive audience and you are promoting the bullying of people's wives, the encouragement of apostasy laws and blasphemy laws around the world through these people, Ali Dawa and Muhammad Hijab, and then you're going to front like you're a good Muslim when you don't even know your religion. Adam Saleh, fix yourself. Stop, either become a Muslim and become a Muslim vlogger and stuff like that and do Dawah, whatever, or stop fronting. Why are you fronting? Why are you trying to appease people, Ali Dawa especially, who have criticized you for over 6 years? To conclude this video, the award for child's Dawah-ness over this last 2 weeks goes to Muhammad Hijab, indefinitely, without doubt, according to the poll. But I would like to offer second places, respectively, to Ali Dawa and Adam Saleh. Both of you need to get your heads checked. The three of you need to take a long look at yourselves and possibly a long break from the internet. Again, I would like to reiterate that I deeply respect, deeply, Asadullah Ali's redemption, deeply. And I would encourage other Muslim da'is to come out and speak against these people, because they are doing the Islamophobes' job, the anti-Muslim bigots' job for them. They are. And they are making your people look bad. Thank you for joining me in this very stressful episode of Simple Warfare. If you have any arguments that you would like to showcase on this show, which I do weekly on a Friday or on a Saturday, please do DM them to me. All of my social media links are in the description below, or hashtag it with the words Simple Warfare. If you liked this video, if you like my content, please do remember to subscribe. I know about 70% of you that watch my videos are not subscribed, according to my analytics, so please do remember to subscribe, like, share, and if you dislike this video, please do remember to fucking smash that dislike button and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you would like to support me in a more monetary way, I have a PayPal, I have a Patreon, I have an Amazon wishlist. I'm really trying to get back into drawing, so it would really be helpful for me to have some funds to fund that, honestly, because in the lockdown I'm not getting a lot of money to do that. Don't be like these people, please. Muslim or non-Muslim, do not be like these people. They are not an example of Islam. Like, as much as people would like to present them as an example of Islam and what Islam can do, they are not very good examples of Muslims and Islam. I would like to end on this.
Hello lovely people, my name is Victoria Guggenheim. I am the resident artist for the Council of Ex-Muslims of Britain, and I am also a member of the International Coalition of Ex-Muslims. On the 22nd of August we will be holding the world's first Apostasy Day, and this is because apostates are killed or persecuted simply for their non-belief in a lot of Islamic countries, and that includes Saudi Arabia. And there is something very simple you can do to lend your solidarity if you're an activist or a humanist, and it is this. Do this to your hand in your language, take a quick photo and use the hashtag #HandsUpForApostasyDay. And I am so happy to have created this little social media campaign in order to help get the word out. It's literally that simple. You just do this to your hand or a big red A, take a photo and use apostate in your language and just make it go viral. And if you do that, more people will know about us, more people will consciousness raise, more people will understand about apostasy and how people are penalised and punished simply for non-belief across the world in Islamic countries. And if you would like to join us, it is the 22nd of August, and you can also get some more information by contacting us at icex@x-muslim.org.uk. Thank you so much for listening and hope to see you there. Bye!
This was posted by my friend Victoria Guggenheim. Tomorrow is Apostasy Day and we will be celebrating it, so yeah. Have a look at this clip and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.